raising standard bronze turkeys for 3 years. They're a treat in every sense of the word. And they're so much fun to raise because they're sweet and they're docile and they love to talk. Recently, I paid a visit to a turkey farm where they've been raising turkeys for 3 generations. Have a look at it while I take these guys up to the barn and get them some more breakfast. Come on, let's go. Come on. So this is Dwayne Koch. Dwayne, thanks so much. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, yeah.
And this is his turkey farm. Tell us a little bit about the history of Koch's turkey farm.
All right, well, my grandfather had a multi-species farm, a lot of layers and also a feed business. And my dad was the youngest of 4 boys. So the other boys didn't want to take care of turkeys, so he got the turkeys by default. And he ended up really liking them. And then when he got married, he started with 2 small turkey barns and just kept growing from there. And it's, over 50 years now. And my 3 sisters and myself now, we've been doing it for about 13 years. So.
And when did you actually come back to the farm? Because you left for a little while.
Yeah, I left for about 4 years, and then I came back. I'd say it's like a little over 13 years ago.
13 years. Mm-hmm. And tell us a little bit about how the farm differs now from when it did when you came back.
Okay, well, I wasn't back very long, and the mad cow disease epidemic or whatever, it was getting a lot of press, and so we started getting calls once they determined that the animal byproducts were the link that they were finding that it was being spread. We started looking into, as we got more and more calls from people that were concerned, whether we used them, and everybody was using them, as a source of protein. And so then we started looking into the possibility of growing birds with an all-vegetarian diet. And, it seemed like almost all the nutritionists were against it because of a slower growth rate and poorer feed conversions, things like that. But, the one morning I came down and it was on the news that the government was banning animal byproducts in all ruminant animals, which didn't affect the turkeys, of course, but we decided that day that we were going to switch to an all-vegetarian diet. And then at the same time, we were doing trials to grow birds without antibiotics. And then, after a couple months, we were doing the 2 together, and we had created the type of turkey that Whole Foods and some other upper-end stores were looking for, And, our relationship has grown a lot with Whole Foods. And for a while, we even did antibiotic-free roasters with them. But now we're all turkey again.
All turkey.
Yeah.
And this is the condensed version, we should say. 13 years. There have been some ups and downs, but...
No, we had a lot of steady, good growth until, the economic problems in '08, and then we downsized a little bit, and we're hoping to increase a little as we go forward, depending on what the grain prices do from here,
Tell us a little bit about the breed of turkey that's behind us.
The breed of turkeys that's behind us is the hybrid strain, and there's really only 2 right now that are common, and that's the hybrid and the Nicholas. And these are hens. They're about 12 weeks old, and they're probably
these are very
slated for
hens.
Thanksgiving. Yeah. Well, the hens are usually quieter,
Now, Dwayne, when did you guys go organic?
I'd say it was, roughly 6 years ago, give or take. We didn't want to get into it until USDA was involved with the labeling process, so it would be a more level playing field. Because before that, everybody was kind of doing something different. And so, now it's a lot better. You still have to go through an organic certifier. We use Pennsylvania Certified Organic, which is probably one of the strictest ones. And they're the only one that I'm aware of that has space limitations. So, the birds get a lot of room. We only grow like 7.5 pounds per square foot. And then usually the free range area is like almost that big as well, or as big, so they have lots of room compared to like a commodity turkey, which, might be being grown at 11 to 13 pounds per square foot or something like that.
I see. Well, listen, I understand we have to suit up to go inside.
Yeah, for biosecurity purposes, we you know, we always make everybody suit up so that we have no chance of taking something in.
Absolutely. Let's go! I can't wait to see turkeys! Turkeys are these again?
These are a hybrid hen.
A hybrid hen.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed in the other barn that we passed, you guys have separated the hens from the toms, right?
Right.
Is that the same in this barn?
No, these came as hens from the hatchery. They were already sexed at the hatchery.
Okay, gotcha. Let's talk a little bit about your feed.
Okay.
There's something special about the feed system here, right?
Right. Our feed is all vegetarian. It's just simply corn, full-fat soybeans, and soybeans with oil extracted. So all their energy they get from the oil from the soybeans, and the protein they get, you know, from the corn and soybeans.
And you guys get your corn locally? Is that right?
We get all we can locally, but you know what we get locally really doesn't last us real long. I mean, we have to get a lot of corn from other feed mills and things.
And
then our growers that are like, you know, like an hour or more away from here, we may get feed for them from the nearest feed mill, so the trucking is less, you know.
Gotcha. Tell us about how old these hens are.
These hens are 12 weeks old, and they'll be birds for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. How long will you keep them?
Well, for Thanksgiving, we sell turkeys anywhere from 8 pound to 50 pounds.
Sure.
You know, so you know it's a time of year when they can be anywhere from 12 weeks old to 24 weeks old. We're on a year-round basis when everything's almost cut up for breast meat and thighs and things.
Right.
Then it's usually between 18 and 20 weeks all the time.
I see.
But we do have a weekly whole bird program where they're 10 to 14 pound, like on a year-round basis. But like at the holiday, it's you know, every size.
Sure.
And it's always a challenge to get all the sizes right because every week these birds are growing.
They grow, and they put on weight quickly.
Oh yeah, it was a lot easier years ago in some ways because. You know, you knew you had a bigger window to get them like when they're at 14 to 16 pounds.
Right.
Or now, I mean, they're not there very long, so it just takes like every day I go over what we have left and what we have done and just try and make it work the best we can.
Sure.
So.
And how long have you guys had this hybrid type?
We've been growing hybrids and Nicholas, mostly hybrids, probably for about 10 years now. The first couple of years we were using a lot of BUTs, but they fell out of favor here in the U.S.
I'm not familiar with BUT. That was another breed of turkey?
British United turkeys, yeah, and they were purchased then by Nicholas.
Okay,
but I think they're still pretty popular in Europe.
Okay, all right. Well, that does it for this barn, but I want to head over to the bronze barn.
Okay.
The bronzes! Yes, let's go!
All right.
All right, we're going to have to talk a little bit louder in here, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So this is the bronze barn. You've got a couple of these, right?
Yeah, we have two barns of bronze this year. We have 2,000 hens and 2,000 toms roughly. And actually years ago we had all bronze, like when I was a kid. And then Nicholas developed a white turkey, and then it just became more popular because you didn't get the ink spots from the black feathers.
Oh, let's tell them a little bit about an ink spot.
Yeah, it's totally harmless, but some people it turns them off.
It's like a little, just a little coloration.
Yeah, a little dark. And sometimes when the feathers get pulled out, you know, like during the processing, once in a while I want to leave a spot like that, or more than one, you know. So the white turkey took over because it eliminated that problem.
Okay.
Even though they're still there, but they're white, so
they're white, so you can't see them.
Yeah. So now, you know, because the white turkeys got so popular, we ended up eventually, we were one of the last to get rid of ours, but we eventually did get rid of them. And then my dad always said, "You'll be sorry if you get rid of them, you know, that they'll come back someday." I think we only got rid of ours for like 2 years, and all of a sudden, like breeder companies were coming, wanting to look at our bronze, and it was like all of a sudden they became popular again.
Yeah.
And now, like the heritage breeds, like the original bronze and the red turkeys and the slate gray turkeys, and all those things are becoming, popular again.
Right.
So we got these this year. This is actually a hybrid strain, but using an Orlock, and we got them just because we have some interest in it. Some people are interested in buying some, and we think it'll be interesting for our customers to come to the retail store and everything.
Oh, absolutely. Now, do you think there's a flavor difference between the bronze meat and the white?
I doubt it. I haven't eaten a bronze for a while, but I know a lot of people claim they feel that an organic turkey tastes better than a regular one. But I can't.
You can't tell.
I can't tell. A lot of people do,
Yeah. So this is a little different than a hobby farm like I have, and we have 7 standard bronze turkeys now. And you all started out as a hobby farm probably back in the 50s when you originally had just a handful of turkeys, even though you had a dairy operation. Now you raise how many birds per year?
We probably grow over 600,000 a year.
And it's still in the family.
Correct.
There are probably very few farms left like yours. Would you agree?
Yeah, there's very few, and some of them that were left were surviving because they had a niche market because they were doing antibiotic-free, vegetarian fed, or organic, and not just turkeys, all dairy, different things like that. And now that niche is being taken away from them because the bigger companies, now that this is getting popular, see it as a great opportunity to get a premium. So a lot of these markets, they're still very small markets, even though they're more popular. They're very small in terms of percentage, but like for the small farmers, they were plenty big enough. And a lot of the remaining family farms actually have been bought out the last couple of years by bigger companies wanting to get into this type of specialty turkey. And but most of the family farms still do them different because the bigger farms are more about low cost, and you won't see this much space by a larger company. So consumers just got to realize that there is a difference usually in a family farm compared to a larger farm, and it's neat that there are families still. There's a lot of families that are still in growing 5,000 or 10,000 birds for Thanksgiving. That's still pretty strong.
But you guys have them year round.
Yeah.
The holiday time obviously is your busy time, but you guys are a year-round operation.
I mean, we need support year-round. It's not just the holiday anymore. And that's where there's very few family businesses in year-round turkey production.
And you get this year-round.
Yeah.
I love it. Dwayne, I called a couple weeks ago to set up the visit, and I spoke with Barb. And Barb said, you can either come very soon or after the holiday, because you guys have such a busy time coming up.
It's very busy time. It's like no room for error, 6-7 days a week, and just trying to get all the sizes right and all the deliveries out on time. And, so many customers want them by the 15th or 16th, so they have time to distribute them to their stores, and it's a big event for us every year.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for taking the time.
All right.
And have a great holiday.
All right, you too. Hope you have a good turkey.
Oh, we will. As always, I encourage you to check out the American Livestock Breed Conservancy website, where you can read up on your favorite livestock or poultry breed and their very distinct heritage. Good morning. How are you guys doing?